Welcome to another video. Yet again, I do have the cleanest biotech penny stock in the entire market that could have a parabolic, immaculate squeeze. They do have $3 million cash on hand with $9 million in total assets, pretty much no liabilities, under $1 million in total liabilities, zero debt, a very tiny 2 million share float, potential merger or acquisition news coming at any moment. So a $3 million valuation already has that same amount in cash on hand, triple that in total assets. Guys, drop a quick like for me on this video if you are enjoying this content. It does really help me out. I'm not selling any type of Discord or any other program like these other YouTubers. This tiny penny stock was around a $500 million market cap company just a few years ago in 2021. And something else that's very massive right here is a director and a strategic advisor of this company was the co-founder of ticker IRWD, which has a $700 million market cap, which traded over a $3 billion market cap just earlier in the year. And also this stock right now is trading near the 52-week low, and I really don't think it can go much lower than this. So I did load up on shares myself, and the newly appointed CEO, check this out, was the vice president of EQRX, which actually got bought out for around $1 billion. And then the chairman of the board of directors founded ticker NBIX, Neurocrine Biosciences Inc., which is a $12 billion company trading at $120 per share. So this company is ran by, some very well-known executives that have basically have proven their track record at some multi-billion-dollar corporations. On their website, it does say they are currently evaluating activities aimed at enhancing shareholder value, which potentially include collaborations, licenses, mergers, acquisitions, and or other targeted investments. So I'm completely loaded up on this one, and we could, any type of news could absolutely send this one to the moon. And, it can't really go much lower than this, guys. Is already trading at their cash on hand, like I said, have had no dilution, a very clean setup. So this ticker I'm talking about is ticker CYCN, Cyclerion Therapeutics, currently trading at $1.37, down 5.4% on the day. But you can see is trying to develop support right here. And the RSI is indicating this one is extremely oversold. RSI is currently sitting at 31, so that's a very good indicator that this one could potentially see a rebound from this level, and I think it should. And I think this one is extremely undervalued. You can see the free float, the float is sitting at 2 million shares. The market cap is currently sitting at $3.7 million. This one does have catalyst, and any type of news could absolutely send this one up like crazy. So we have to talk about what's going on with this one. Volume's kind of low, sitting at 58,000 for the day. But looking at this, guys, on their balance sheet, they do have $3 million cash on hand, a very low cash burn rate. So this can actually last them the next few quarters. And you can see total assets, keep in mind you always add 3 zeros to these numbers, but total assets are currently sitting at $9 million, which is 3 times the current market cap of the company. And you can see total liabilities are sitting at $700,000, actually went down, basically got split in half compared to $1.3 million in total liabilities the previous quarter. So this is looking very good, and you can see no debt. So this, and this is just $700,000 in accounts payable. So no long-term debt, nothing like that is a concern. See right here, the 52-week low is $1.27, and we are currently trading just 10 cents above that at $1.37 on the on the 1 hour time frame. We are trying to develop support at this around this 133 level, or around 130 cents. You can see on the weekly and the daily kind of doing the same thing. So it looks like this support is trying to develop, so that could be a nice bottom right here. Like I said, sitting at the 52-week low, and and this one is completely oversold on all major time frames. So that is indicating this one could see a very significant bounce from this level. Looking at their dilution, they have no active dilution filings, and the outstanding share count has remained the same for pretty much the last year. It does say right here that, according to Dilution Tracker, that the company has 14 months of cash left based on a quarterly cash burn rate of $1.5 million and estimated current cash of $7 million. But, they actually have around $3 million in cash on hand. And looking at this, sorry, my internet is kind of slow, guys. I'm still moving and working out a lot of stuff. So my schedule will be back to normal, and I will be active again on the 1st of this month, or around that time, on that, pretty much around that time period, will be really active, back to my normal schedule. So looking at their last quarter, they only lost $700,000. So if they keep this up, keep the same net loss, that could potentially mean that they have another year left of cash. So no worry about cash right now as a concern for their low cash burn rate. So that's very positive. No dilution. We haven't had any PRs or updates since August, just a few months ago, but we are expecting news at any moment. So the last thing they did appoint Regina Grahl as the new CEO. So basically, she has been working. It says right here, this is actually very key. She has been working very closely with the board of directors to prioritize building shareholder value by reducing Cyclerion's operating costs while leading a world-class search and evaluation team currently triaging multiple business development prospects for which Cyclerion believes it is well suited. A lot of people are expecting an in-license agreement, which is basically where they buy the license and rights to a technology, and then they want to commercialize it and bring it to the market. And they basically have proven leadership that could fast track this, which is very key. So why is this actually so important? Well, if you actually look at Monopar Therapeutics, ticker MNPR, they had the exact same catalyst. They actually announced an in-license agreement when the stock was trading around $4. This one had a massive historic squeeze all the way from $4 to $40, and is actually still currently trading at $19 per share. And this is a biotech play with a very similar setup to ticker CYCN and pretty much the same float. Actually, the float is actually bigger with ticker MNPR. So this is just a comparison to the catalyst we are looking at, just one of the potential catalysts for ticker CYCN. We saw multiple different stocks, penny stocks that are in the biotech sector have in-license agreements just recently that had multiple, 400 to 500% runs just off the same type of news we are expecting for CYCN, Cyclerion Therapeutics. And then we saw ticker DRUG just 1 month ago, a biotech play squeezed from 94 cents or just under that all the way to $80 at 80x payout for people that did get in this play at $1. So why is this important? Because ticker CYCN is a much cleaner setup. So whenever this one does get a PR, if it does have that parabolic squeeze, there's no active dilution filing. So whenever it runs, they can actually dump shares on the open market. The float can actually start to get locked up and squeeze off that alone. And just from the small 2 million share float and the volume that will come in whenever we do get those PRs, like I said, we are expecting some at any moment. So that's why this one is very big, because it is a cleaner setup than all these ones that did have those massive parabolic type movements. Just yesterday, we did have ticker ZENA go from $1.40, which is exactly what ticker CYCN is trading at now. Actually starting to recover from that massive 8% dip it did have. So ticker ZENA, Zenatech, went from $1 all the way to $12. Basically a 1,200% run. If you would have gotten in at this $1 level, that would have 12x your money. So penny stocks are very hot, especially these low floaters. This one has a 2 million share float. CYCN does have a 2 million share float with catalyst, and like I said, when it does have this very big squeeze, there is no dilution that can really ruin the momentum. So when volume just keeps coming in, it can keep squeezing even bigger and keep going up and up. So that's why we're looking at this one. I am in this one. Like I said, this one is extremely undervalued, especially if you look at the power and the connections of the executives running the company now. So just looking at this tiny $3 million valuation for this biotech penny stock, if you just look at a few of the executives running this company, just take, for an example, the leader of the board of directors, the chairman of the board of directors, the chair of the board. She was the founder of Neurocrine Biosciences, Inc. So just looking at that connection. So if you look at ticker NBIX, Neurocrine Biosciences, Inc., this is a stock that has a $13 billion valuation. And if you look at the chart, it has continued to have explosive growth and is not slowing down at all. It just continues to go up. You can see on the chart, guys, this one was trading at $5 per share just in 2008, has went all the way up, just according to this chart, has went all the way to a price or a high of $140, is currently trading at $127 per share as a $13 billion company. And, the chair of the board was the founder of this company. If you look at Peter Hecht, which is on the board of directors and is a strategic advisor, as well as being the ex-CEO of CYCN. So this guy has major connections as well. So Dr. Hecht did serve as the co-founder and previous CEO of Ironwood Pharmaceuticals. So he was the CEO from 1998 to 2019. If you look at ticker IRWD, this is a stock with a $550 million market cap. Look at the chart right here. According to this was the stock was trading at $21 in 2018, which is the time period when he was the CEO of this company. So if you look at the chart, Peter Hecht, which is a strategic advisor, and like I said, a CEO or the ex-CEO of CYCN, some major connections. It says he was the chief executive officer of Ironwood Pharmaceuticals until 2019. If you look at what the stock's valuation was in 2018 when he was the CEO of Ironwood, looks like it did have a $3 up to a $4 billion valuation while he was or under his leadership. So that is just some of the many connections. If you actually look at all these members, they have major connections, and CYCN does have tremendous potential. Now, the first thing she said in this PR is she is going to reduce Cyclerion's operating costs. So if you look at this, so looking at what she's done in the last quarter, she has basically cut the net loss in half, because you can see in the second quarter of 2024 of this year, they lost $1.3 million in net income. This basically got split in half, and they only lost $700,000. So that was actually a very nice improvement. If you look at this, not only did their net loss get split in half, lowering their operational costs, their total liabilities almost got split in half as well, as this went from $1.3 million all the way down to $700,000. It has continued to go down quarter over quarter as net loss goes down quarter over quarter as well. That's exactly what they said they would do, and they are following through with it. So these are some extremely good signs and progress that I like to see. The company has been very silent for a very long time, so I think they are working on something very massive behind the scenes, because it does say she is leading a world-class search and evaluation team. So, it's very good to see they actually follow through with their, reducing these operational costs. And if you go further down in this PR, she does say she is enthusiastic about stepping into the CEO role and continuing to shepherd the evolution of Cyclerion. She goes on to say that in partnership with the finance team, we have reduced operational cost while forming a top-notch diligence team comprised of external experts in their respective fields. And they say, this is actually very big. They are currently in advanced stages of conducting promising asset evaluations with multiple exciting possibilities to choose from. They look forward to building a vibrant new future for Cyclerion. You know, the video is getting way too long, so I'm going to cut it off right here. If you did make it this far in the video, really do appreciate you. Make sure you have the notification bell turned on so you don't miss these time sensitive and very exclusive plays. Have been doing a lot of research on penny stocks and do have a lot of videos planned for you guys. But like I said, I am pretty busy right now with doing all this moving and stuff, so I will be active again, you know, pretty much in December. I still will be making videos, just not as often until that date. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you on the next one.